But these clouds are just so dramatic and gorgeous. This afternoon I'm at Amadorio Reservoir. It's 5:15 and sunset, well, official sunset is about 20 to 8 I think, and we'll lose the light behind the mountains here a lot earlier than that. Weather forecast was for clear skies and we've got loads and loads of clouds, which is a good thing, but I suspect it's going to mean we don't get any light. So I'm on the lookout for a composition that will work basically without much light. Not sure what I'm going to find yet, but we'll find something. I want to see if I can get down there and see if there's a shot to be had. A bit of exploring required to see if there's a way down. Okay, I managed to find my way down to that location I was aiming for. What's missing here is some nice foreground interest. I did think about one wide angle shot that I thought might work, but I didn't like it. So I've actually swapped over to the 70-200 lens, probably about 72-73 millimeters, really focusing on the scene right out there in the distance, a little bit of water at the bottom and then the hills and the clouds above, and there's some light breaking through, which I'm hoping, if I time it right, might look quite nice. Okay, there's a bit of light breaking through the clouds kind of over there. Might look quite nice. Because the sky's quite bright, I've actually dropped in a 2-stop soft-edged ND grad. Now, even though it's a telephoto lens, I'm not that zoomed in, and the soft edge is just enough because the brightness is right at the top of the sky. I'm at 70 millimeters. The sun's going to disappear behind some clouds in a minute, which will take some of the glare off the scene. So we've got some really dark, heavy clouds over there now. And I'm just focusing on the scene right kind of out there in that section where there's a bit of light coming through. I've got a small amount of water in the foreground, then the hills, then the sky. F11 1/50th of a second. Okay, so I was toying with the idea of moving on somewhere else, but these clouds are just so dramatic and gorgeous. I want to fit more of them in, so I've gone back to the wide angle lens, 16-35, 16 millimeters, 3-stop hard edged ND grad. Sun's gone behind the clouds again. The camera's angled up quite a long way because I don't really want much in the foreground. I really want it to be about the sky and just a little bit of the hills and a little bit of water in the foreground with some light on. It's certainly looking quite a dramatic sky. Okay, I've fitted a 10-stop ND filter and I'm going to go for a 2.5 minute exposure and see what that looks like. So I've got the 10-stop ND filter in, I've closed off the eyepiece so there's no light to leak in. Still got my 3-stop hard-edged ND grad in, bulb mode, cable release. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, things are getting nice and still now. We've got reflections starting to appear, not only of the mountains and the hills, but also of the cloud patterns. It's looking really nice. Okay, so we're about 10 minutes from sunset. I don't think we're going to get a really vibrant sunset, but we might get some colours in the sky when the sun has actually dropped below the horizon. At the moment, what I'm really wishing for is something to add a bit better foreground interest. All I've really got is the reflections creating a bit of foreground and some leading lines in the water. Quite often with reflections I'll do a symmetrical, so I'll put basically the middle of the reflecting point smack in the middle of the frame, and I'm going to do a shot like that, but I'm not entirely convinced it's going to work here. But definitely worth hanging on to see what we get. Okay, so I seriously doubt we're going to get a brilliant sky. I'm going to hang on for another 5 or 10 minutes. We're past sunset now. I've gone over to the symmetrical composition, so I've got like the hills and mountains immediately above the centre line of the frame and their reflections immediately below. The clouds up above kind of lead the eye down in the top of the frame, and their reflections are actually leading the eye in from the bottom. F11 and 2 seconds. No filters, don't need them. Hi guys, so the sky never really lit up. I was hoping it was just going to sort of turn to flame, but I really thought that cloud was too low and too dense for that to happen, because you need bottom lighting, so you need a gap at the bottom for that to work. I think I've got 3 shots, probably one of the telephoto shots, one of the earlier wide angle shots when that sky was really sort of dark and dramatic and thick clouds, and then hopefully maybe one of these shots with some quite nice reflections. But I won't know till I get them back on the computer. You, on the other hand, will already have seen what I managed to get. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have and you want to see more, don't forget to hit subscribe. There will be a subscribe button kind of over there in a few seconds. And of course there's one down below if you're watching this on the main YouTube page. Likes and shares. Likes is the thumbs up, and of course shares on social media. They all help to promote the channel. They help to get more people watching. So if you fancy doing either or both of those, I'd be very appreciative. And finally, comments. I always love to read comments, and I always respond, so the comments go down below. And that's it. I'll just say until the next video, thank you very much for watching. Bye.